As you can see, I just prepped the form just a little bit, getting ready to put the hide on. Now I cut the nose off because I used the original nose, and I will resculpt that with clay and use the original nose, and then I'll get ready to set the eyes, and then we'll start pasting this puppy and putting the hide on. As you can see, I've done a little sculpting. I always put a little clay on there. Number one, to set the eyes and the ears. And on these full body mounts and these faces, these mammals, I usually, especially ones that have whiskers, I always do some clay around the nose. Now the nose itself, I put that inside on the nose, on the hide. I will put the clay in there, but I also do around the muzzle too, because I'm going to be, I want something to make sure I can anchor the whiskers, and I'll show you that later on, but I always want to make sure I have something to set the whiskers into when I'm ready to put them into position once I mount the face. Okay, I've sewn and repaired anything in this coyote's ears that needed to be fixed, and now I'm bondoing them and going to shape them. And I'm prepping this coyote for mounting today. Okay, if you got little pinholes, this one had a split, but that's okay. We're going to use our thinner and wire brush and get that bondo off of there once it starts setting. I'm not worried about that. I'm not going to mess with it right now because it's going to rub it into the fur while it's wet. Right now I'm just worried about making sure it's all, that bondo's moved all around. As I set this ear. I'm just going to make sure that I get my shape correct on this ear. Before it starts setting. No lumps or bumps. Make sure it stays smooth. I'll go ahead and use my knife to get that off because it's going to fall into my fur. Don't want that to happen. Just waiting for this bondo to start setting, start hardening up, so that I can really start getting the shape that I want. There's no sense. I've got it moved into everywhere that I want it. Just waiting for it to start firming up so that I can really bend it into shape. Remember, you always want to look at references and stuff like that before you start doing a project like this, because you want to make sure you get that shape and stuff correct. So Google pictures of coyotes, Google pictures of deer, Google pictures, excuse me, of whatever animal you're working on. So you always look up references. Print them out if you have to, so you have them right in front of you, so you always have references of what you're working on. So you can see it's starting to firm up now, so I want to make sure I have in setting that shape. Making sure I have that curvature to the ear. And it's starting to set up now and get firm. That Bondo hasn't started to heat up yet, so I know it's still working. Once it starts getting hot, you know it's pretty well set. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my, see, it starts firming up and then it comes right off. It doesn't, but I'm going to go ahead and get my paint thinner and my wire brush and make sure I remove all that Bondo from that hair. But I go ahead, and if I have like pinholes or anything like that, I just let a little Bondo come out, because number one, it's going to help close that and secure it. And it's okay because it cleans right off. I'm just going to take my paint thinner here and I'm just going to put a little bit on there. And then I take my little wire brush here. And see how that Bondo just comes right out. Clean that up. Get that out of here. See, just like that. Makes it nice and neat. Clean. And then I'm going to look for anywhere else Bondo where I have sewn or patched up this ear where it had torn or fight or wounds or fly bites, anything like that. Sometimes it pops through a little bit, and a little bit on the inner ear. It looks like where it was skin in it or something. It popped a little hole, which is common right there in the base of that ear. But it's closed now. We're just going to clean it up, clean up that Bondo. And here, we got one coyote ear done. On to the next. And then we can start mounting this guy, or girl. It's this little, nice little female. I've just put my paste on the legs and only the belly of this coyote form, and then I like to mist it with just a little bit of water with my water spray bottle, because this paste in particular is pretty thick and it clings onto the hide really well. So I like to just moisten a little bit, and that way it'll help the hide to just slide right on easy. It doesn't stick to it. So I'm going to go ahead and start slipping these legs on, and then I will stand it up on my base here this is my working base, and then I will be able to go ahead and paste the rest and start pulling up the hide around and start sewing it up. As you can see, I've got the ears set, the eyes tucked, the nose set, the lips tucked, and I've got all the way down the back sewn. And now all I have left, I've got clay in the paws, in the feet. Now all I have to do is sew up right here, close those up, and set my feet how I want them. And because I have clay in there, and I can finish up all those finishing touches. And this girl will be done. I'll blow dry her, fluff her up, and dry her up, and then she'll set and be drying. Now, I will tweak her eyes and ears and stuff like that as it starts to dry, and make sure that nothing's coming apart and that my eyes are exactly how I want them to be. Alright, so I'm magic sculpting this red coyote, and I just wanted to take a quick minute to let you know, a quick trick, that when I'm magic sculpting the nose, I've just done the eyes, and when I'm doing the nose, to fill in as it's dried and kind of shrunken up a little bit, there was some dents in it where it kind of shrunk in as it was drying. So I went ahead and magic sculpted it, and you see the texture, the texture on the nose. So what I did was I took my washcloth here, and after I got done sculpting it, I just kind of took this washcloth and I dab it, and you see how it puts that, hopefully it'll focus, see how it puts that texture in the magic sculpt? That matches the note. It puts texture back into it so it doesn't look so smooth. Okay? So that it blends it back into the texture of the nose. And once you airbrush it, it'll look just like the natural nose. That's just a quick tip and a quick trick, on magic sculpting it out before you airbrush.
Thank you for watching us here at KNC Taxidermy. Remember to like and subscribe us here on YouTube, and join us next time for our latest creation. And we'll see you then.